In this problem, you're given data in a table here, and it gives you the years and then the percent of the population that are considered severely obese. And you want to find a linear function that models this data. And we can do this in the calculator. What you want to do is first enter the data in lists. And I've already done this in the calculator, but I'll walk you through the process. You're going to press Stat and then hit Enter. You're going to edit your list. In this case, I have the data already entered. The first column are going to be the X values. And it says here that X is equal to the number of years after 2000. So list 1 is going to be the years, but it's years after 2000. So the year 2000 is represented with a 0, 2010 with a 10, and so on. That's what makes up the first list. The second list, the Y values, are these percentages, and I've entered them exactly as they occur in the table. Now I want to find this linear model. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Stat again in my calculator. This time I'm going to arrow over to where it says Calc, and I want to find a linear model or a linear regression. So I'm going to choose number 4. The calculator is going to pre-populate the X values as list 1, the Y values as list 2, so you don't have to do a thing. You just want to come down here to calculate. And it gives you the model. So we have 0.296x plus 2.1. Then it wants you to graph this model as well as the data and do a comparison, and it gives you 4 choices to choose from. So first thing I'm going to do, there's a couple things that we need to take care of, but the first thing I'm going to do is make sure my stat plot is turned on. So second Y equals, you want to make sure your stat plot is on. Mine is on. If it's not, you would hit enter and then make sure you select it on. Okay, so that takes care of the first thing. Second thing is I want to make sure my window is set up, and I have done this already. It gives me X values from 0 to 35, Y values from 0 to 14, and it says to set the X scale at 5 and the Y scale at 1. So that's all taken care of. Now I need to enter in the equation. So let me go to Y equals, and I'm going to enter in what I have here. So we have 0.296x plus 2.1. When I hit graph, the equation is graphed in blue, that's our model, and then these black boxes represent the data. So it wants you to choose which of these 4 options matches what we have here, and I believe it's going to be choice A, and you can enlarge these if you want a better look, but this looks to be the correct choice. And then it asks, is the model close or not close to the data points? This is pretty close. They're not exactly on the line, but they're pretty close. So we're going to call this a good fit. It's not a perfect or an exact fit, but this is a good fit for our data. And then the third part of this is asking about the slope of the line. It says, at what rate does the model indicate that severe obesity is growing during this period? So that's the slope. That's this value in front of X. You want to be careful, though, because up here it said to round to 3 decimal places, but down here it says round to the nearest 10th. So this 0.296 is going to get rounded to just 0.3. And slope is the change in Y values over the change in X. So Y represents the percent, X is the years. So this is the change in percentage points per year. So it's going to be this third option here. And I hope that helps.